Rick with Smart Drive Test talking to you today about your road test preparation. One of the competencies that you have to demonstrate is space management. Underpinning space management is following distance. Many students are somewhat confused or not quite clear on what following distance is or why we measure in time. So today we're going to talk to you about following distance and how to determine that and why it's determined in time as opposed to distance, and we'll get you ready for your road test. We'll be right back with that. Hi there, Rick. Welcome back. Talking to you today about following distance for the purposes of your road test. In your road test for cars and light trucks, you need to maintain a following distance of 2 seconds. For commercial vehicles, it's closer to 5 seconds, especially the bigger the vehicle is. Obviously, if you're in an ambulance, it's going to be 3 to 4 seconds, or a small bus. The size of the vehicle determines the following distance, and as the vehicle gets bigger, the greater the following distance. The way that we measure following distance is by time. So we're following another vehicle. We look for a fixed object along the roadway. When that vehicle in front of us passes that fixed object, we begin to count. 1 crocodile, 2 crocodiles. When we go past the same fixed object, that's when we stop counting. Whatever we got to, 2 crocodiles, 3 crocodiles, 4 crocodiles, or 5 crocodiles, that is the amount of distance that you are following the other vehicle in front of you. The reason that we measure in time as opposed to distance, saying you're following another vehicle at 3 car lengths, is kind of like saying, well, how long is a piece of string? We don't really know. We can determine, however, if we measure by time, exactly how far we are behind that vehicle. If you're traveling in a speed zone of 60 kilometers an hour, you're traveling at approximately 17 meters per second. Therefore, if you're maintaining a 2-second following distance behind the vehicle in front of you at 60 kilometers an hour, you're at approximately 34 meters behind the vehicle in front of you. If you go out onto the highway and increase your speed to 100 kilometers an hour, your traveling distance is now 28 meters per second at 100 kilometers an hour. So at a 2-second following distance, your following distance is now 56 meters as opposed to 34 meters that you were doing at 60 kilometers an hour. So what you can see is as the speed increases, so does the distance between the vehicles. This is now why we use time, because the distance between the vehicles expands and contracts with increasing speeds. And speed is the most important factor in determining how fast a vehicle will stop. That is now why we measure following distance in time as opposed to distance. In conclusion, for the purposes of a road test, you have to have space management. Underpinning space management is following distance, because the space in front of your vehicle is the one space around your vehicle that you can always control. 2 seconds for light trucks and cars. For commercial vehicles, it's 5 seconds following distance. The one old rule that's still on the books, commercial vehicles following outside of an urban area can follow at 200 feet. They still haven't taken that off the books, but it's still in the manuals if you look hard enough. I'm Rick with Smart Drive Test. Thanks very much for watching. Good luck on your road test. If you like the channel, subscribe below. Over there's a button. Hit that one. Hit that like button. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great day. Bye now. Major components of road test.